Hey, what's up everybody? Eric with Solobox. Today I'm out in the shop. I just got back, I think this is 21 sets of Gen 2 KLR windscreen riser and dash kits. This is basically how I get them back from the powder coater. But anyway, I was thinking today that I would do a real-time install so that people can see exactly what it takes to put these on. I've got an install video for this, but it seems like, 1 in 20 people still seems to have a little bit of difficulty. And now on this particular batch of windscreen risers, I did make a change that's hopefully going to make these a little bit easier to install. What I did was all of the holes that are on this, I made them slightly larger so that there's a little more fudge factor, wiggle room when you put these on. Maybe make it just a tad easier for people, because it just, like I said, like 1 in 20, still people will have a little bit of difficulty getting them on there. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit easier. I've always been mechanically inclined, and I have to try to remember that not everybody has the same aptitudes. For me, like things like the English language, grammar, I'm horrible with stuff like that. But you know what? Give me an engine or something, and I'll take it apart and I'll figure out how to put it back together. So everybody's a little bit different. I have to remember that sometimes, that when I get those calls from people and somebody's having a difficult time trying to figure out how to put this together, maybe they're just not as mechanically inclined. So anyway, I'm just going to set that on the floor. So anyway, oh wait, I should show you something really quick here. So here's everything that it comes with. So all stainless steel hardware, so it's 6 screws, 6 nuts. I took the 4 screws out of my windscreen and removed it. You'll have to do the same. My bike's a little bit different because somebody converted it. I bought the bike used. They converted it to Allen, but yours will be Phillips heads. So anyway, that's what comes with the kit, is 2 side plates, the dashboard, 6 screws, 6 nuts, and I've made a little bit of a change in how I install this too. I used to recommend that, actually let's do the other side first. I used to recommend 1 screw go down and 1 go up, but I'm just going to do them from now on with both of them coming up and through. So I usually like to do the bottom one first because it's the harder of the two. And if the plate's completely loose, it makes it just that much easier to be able to get everything on there. Getting the screws started is probably the hardest part of this. And of course, now that the camera's running, I'm going to have some difficulties, obviously. So I've got the screw coming up through there, and voila, I got the nut on there. Just finger tight, leave it like so, grab another one, push it up through. This one's nice because you can actually get to the screw head and turn it while you hold the nut still. I don't actually use the screwdriver on these 4. I just use the 3/8 inch wrench to do these. If you hold your finger on the screw head, it won't spin. You just need to take the wrench and give it a little tighten. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on. My hands aren't too much in the way. Alright, there's one. Alright, super easy. Just took a second. Tighten it down with the wrench. I suppose you could put a little dab of thread lock on these if you wanted to, but I've never, you know, I've done thousands of miles with these and I've never had any issue with anything coming loose. I know KLR guys, a lot of times they're complete fiends for the thread lock, so throw a dab on there if you're gonna sleep better at night. All right, now for the dashboard. So the dashboard goes with the fins facing the front of the bike and it slips behind the stock dash here. Goes right down into place. And we're gonna take one screw, feed in from the side, feed it straight into the nut, get it finger tight. Do the same on the other side. See, everything lines up, super easy, no big deal. Hopefully my arms aren't in the way. It's always the last screw that you have trouble with. I've noticed this. No matter what you're working on, if you need to complete a project, it's going to be the last one if you're going to have issues. All right, that's on there. So I'm going to grab the screwdriver now, tighten these up. Too much coffee, I can't even run a screwdriver. Once again, you can just hold the nut with your finger and tighten the screw. No big deal. All right, let's grab the dash, or I mean the windscreen. And to get this in here, there's a little, you can see there's a little gap here, but I'm gonna do it on this side first. It's basically gonna just push it right back in there. Put it right here, slide it down into position, and you will see all four holes line up right where they're supposed to be. I made the mistake of these little, I think they're called like a well nut or something. These little rubber attachment points for the bike. I bought new ones at the Kawasaki dealership once, and they wanted like $5 a piece for them. Like seriously, I felt violated when I left there. And then I realized later on down the road that you can get them actually at like Ace Hardware. Those little slide out, open up boxes. You can buy them there too. I think they're called like a well nut, but I could be wrong about that. But what happens to them is if you leave your bike out in the sun, the rubber ends up cooked and it'll become brittle. So if when you go to take your windscreen off, if you find that they're in bad shape, you can probably replace them at like a Fastenal or Ace Hardware pretty easily. And you don't want to go to your dealership to do it because, man, that was just like way too much. And seriously, I think it was like $5 a piece. I think I paid like 20 bucks for 4 of them. Which actually, in hindsight, I would have never done. Like when I ordered them, I didn't know what I was going to be paying. So when I went back, because they had finally arrived, they had to outsource them. They had to send off for them. And I would have never ordered them if I had known that they were going to cost that kind of money. That's ridiculous. Here's the last screw. Hey, what do you know? It's going right in. And there we are, completely installed. So take a quick look here. You see how this looks. I really like how it makes the bike. It gives it more of a, like a Dakar type of front end look to it. I think it looks better. It gets the wind to go up over you. I don't know what Kawasaki was thinking when they did the stock bike, because all the wind just goes right into your face. This is so much better. You get this little dashboard. This is the best looking dash A lot of companies have copied my idea with these risers, but all the other dashes are just horrific looking. This is really nice. It's a perfect spot for a power outlet. You know, maybe you need a spot for a switch for heated grips, auxiliary lighting, just whatever. It's a really nice little dash that just sits back here. I had a customer here a couple of days ago with one of the sets that adjusts up and down. It's got like 3 holes on the side, and the aluminum that they're using on those, actually I'm assuming it was aluminum, was a lot thinner, and I have heard feedback that that they'll shake around a little bit. These don't do this, and it's much thicker metal. The adjustability is kind of gimmicky because this is just at the right angle to get the wind to go over you. If you drop it any, it's back in your face, and you don't want to go any further forward because you're going to end up with buffeting. Speaking of the buffeting, this is the key to not having it, is letting this just a little bit of air get through. And you can see there's just a little bit of a gap up here at the top, and that's why these don't buffet. They don't shake around. This is not only the best priced option on the market, but it also outperforms everybody else. And also, I'm the guy that invented it. So, you know, why not support your local KLR guy? Give me a shout, and I will get a set of these on the way for you. So anyway, Eric with Solar Box. Talk to you guys later.